Welcome, Savvy Investors. We have got another great training session today. For those that don't know me, I am Mike Ponte. I'm founder of Savvy Investor and longtime Canadian real estate investor. Have you seen people on social media? They're posting some amazing deals and opportunities, and they're doing all this amazing stuff. But for a lot of us, we're maybe like, how the heck are they doing this? And what are they doing? And how are they able to accomplish some of these things that they're doing? And for a lot of people, it's always that big question. And so we kind of wanted to create a really interesting segment where we can actually pull back the curtain a little bit, not the shower curtain, just a regular curtain, to get a real perspective of other people's businesses, to learn about what are some of the challenges, obstacles, some of the lessons learned, and even some of the successes that other investors have had. And it's about really getting deep into their business. Again, this is one of the reasons why we created a segment that we're calling Student Spotlight. So we're very, very excited about this. And what we're doing here is we're bringing in past Elevate Masterclass students that have taken some incredible action and thought we'd bring them in to share a little bit about their investing journey so far. And the point of this whole process is to learn from other people's experiences. Take some of the lessons that they've learned, and hopefully you can integrate this as part of your real estate investing business as well. So today I'm very, very excited to have Samuel Lee from Rasa Real Estate Investments joining us on the call. They are very active on social media. You can always see Samuel's face doing amazing videos about his projects and stuff, and I always love seeing them. Sharing some of his renovation projects, acquisitions on multifamily. And you know what? For the short term that I've worked with him, he's just killing it. So I can't be more proud of him and also Rachel as well, doing some incredible things. And I'm very happy to have them on to share a little bit about their investing journey. So let's learn a little bit about Samuel Lee and his company, Rasa. So welcome, Samuel. Thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate you jumping on here, buddy. It's great to see you, my friend.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here and share. And I always say sharing is how I learn too as well. The more I share, I find I learn from it as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, do me a small little favor, because you know what? I see your videos all the time. And like I said, I'm so proud of you for doing all the stuff that you're doing just to be visible out there. But there might be a lot of people that are watching that are from Canada, the US, and other parts of the world, believe it or not. Maybe you tell them a little bit about you and how long you've been investing in real estate for.
Yeah, we are very standard student that slowly graduate from small stuff, eventually bigger stuff. We started in 2013. That's when we joined Rain, and then as a student, brand new, learn all the basic stuff. I'm so grateful that I'm in Rain to learn all these basics. We do the same strategy for so many years and finally graduate from single family house to multi-family house now. And then that's how we step up to create the Rasa real estate company as well. First, we start from ourselves. We expand to 1 or 2 joint venture. Now we want to open up even more so that people can join us the journey in our real estate investing.
That's awesome. So you started off from kind of more of a single family business, and now you've started to go and move to the multifamily space. Is that correct?
Yeah, we start with a single family, more the sweeter house. We learned that the more unit, the better, usually in one lot. So we start with 2 unit up and down. We do almost like 15 houses like that. And then we graduate to multifamily now. And then we even want to push further now because we really know what we're doing now. We are very close to form an investment fund as well for real estate purpose.
Fantastic. Look at you go. Congratulations. That's fantastic. So let me ask you, how many units do you have right now? Do you know?
With joint venture partner, just on the single family portfolio is just under 30, I think 29. Multi, we just started. Thank you, Michael, though, bring us affiliate to the bigger space now. We got 12 unit right now, but we have another 36 coming right away.
Congratulations. And I like the way he phrases only 30 or only 29. Yeah, only, right? Like, a lot of us are all looking at that and like, again, this is the one thing I'm really happy to see is mindset's obviously changed a lot, and he's got bigger ambitions and bigger goals. So you may look at that as a small thing, but for a lot of people that are just getting started, that is actually huge. So that's fantastic. So, just like anybody, there's a reason why we all got into real estate to begin with. Maybe you can share a little bit about why you got into real estate, because that might resonate well with people. So what was your your why or your real estate investing goals? What are you trying to accomplish, and why real estate?
Well, when I was small, my dad always teach us like clothing, transportation, house is always a necessity for people. Food is always necessity,
Yeah.
and for me, I grew up in a very loved family. Home is always a big piece in my
Nice.
life. Even nowadays, we have kids. Home is always a big thing, and I always find I would like to provide housing or home, a quality home, a safe home to tenant. That's why real estate interests us in the first place. And real estate itself is really cool because it's a team sport. It's a business itself, but it's still a team sport. So I really learned through the journey. It's like real estate is very work together. It's very cooperative to each other with whoever you work with. At the same time, we are providing a home for someone, right? So it's very meaningful for me from day one, and that's why we jump into real estate.
Yeah, I love it. And the terminology, we are providing a home. I'm a big fan that we shouldn't be calling ourselves landlords. We should be actually home providers, really. Because I hate the term landlord. I can't stand it. But that's what we do. And exactly like Samuel's reference is, show some integrity to these people. We're providing homes for people, right? So, and yes, it is an investment perspective, but understanding what we actually do. So good for you. That's fantastic. So let me ask you, tell us a little bit about your journey so far. How has it been going? Has it been interesting? Tell us. So did you start a little bit with your just purchasing properties on your own, and then you started to move to raising capital? Am I correct in saying that?
We raising capital is quite interesting. It actually it just happened naturally for us.
Oh, interesting.
We are the one that we do it all by ourselves. We don't want to risk anyone else money if I don't know what I'm doing, right? So
Right.
I think for the first five houses, we just do it all by ourselves. We learn the process. We start with buying a finished product, and then we learn how to develop the product, and then we try to learn to improve the product, and then to a very optimal way to create our model. Then we find out this is working, and suddenly people start asking, "Hey, you guys are doing so well. How can we join?" Like my first
Yeah.
joint venture partner, I shared this story before with others. It's like I did not even know. I was talking to in a networking setting. I was talking to a investor. He was behind me and listening. And suddenly, when the meeting ends, he comes say, "Sam, like, can we do something together?" That's how it accidentally become a joint venture partner. That start our journey. And obviously, okay, we find out, this is why I talk about the team sport, right? And
Yeah.
we find out we can actually help other investors as well to invest together. That's how we expand our raising capital. And when you do bigger deal now in multifamily, definitely you have to work with more investors as well.
Love it. So let me ask a question, and because this is an obstacle for a lot of people. How did you overcome what you just said? Is like, I didn't want to lose other people's money. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people are like, I don't want to work with joint venture partners because I don't want to lose other people's money. Can you maybe share a little bit how you overcame that mental hurdle, I guess, in your brain?
For me, I always tell everyone, like, I'm a very specialist. I'm a specialist that I'm so focused on one strategy and I want to fine tune it. And
Yeah.
then to a point that I know is working, now I'm confident to raise people money to do the same thing. To me, if I never try something and I try to try with you, that's no good to me. I
Yeah.
always want to have a proven model, a proven formula, fine tuned already. Then I will bring it to people and say, "Hey, I tried this 10 times before. Will you want to join me with the 11 times?" I think what you're saying is like how to overcome that is really come to, if you really want to raise money and partner with people, just make sure exactly know what you're doing, not
Oh,
trying to bring people and try together, right?
Yeah, very, very good advice, guys. I hope you heard that. It's just like, make sure you know what you're doing. I think that's the key. If you have confidence in what you're doing, and what Samuel's done is, you know what, test out the strategy. One of the things that I do is if I'm testing a different market or a different investment strategy, I'll actually work with some of my older partners first, and I be upfront with them, and I tell them, I'm like, listen, this is a new market. Maybe it's a new strategy, so there's a little bit more risk involved, but I rather test it with people that I've already worked with before, because they have confidence in me and trust me. And then if I once I've got a proven system, or if once I've tested the waters and I figured it all out, then I will bring in potentially new partners to these projects. So it sounds very similar, Samuel. So that's kind of cool. Very
Yeah.
good. So let me ask you now. So your investment strategy, what are you focusing on now? Are you just multifamily? And I guess, why are you only multifamily if that's the case?
We jump into multifamily. More of the reason is we are ready to move up, and the opportunity is starting to show up now in my market, Edmonton, and or Alberta itself. And a lot of the time when I first started 2013, multifamily is heating up more, almost the peak of the time. That's why we did not jump into it, and lucky we did not. For the next 10 years it was so slow, but now is really the time we see the opportunity show up itself. And I say we graduate into it because like we've done so many renovation. The bird strategy worked very well in a smaller scale. Then we
Yeah.
just up the game now, make it a little bit bigger with a 12. Then now with a 36. Again, we don't want to just jump right in. We just slowly step up.
Good for you. Awesome. That's great and exciting stuff. Very, very good. So, you know what? This is one of the things, sometimes in social media, um, there's always this perspective, about driving Lamborghinis. Us real estate investors are driving Lamborghinis and monster mansions and stuff like that. And it's always this perception, right? I know, Sammy, you got like 3 Lamborghinis in your driveway, but I'm just joking.
I have a minivan.
He's got a minivan Lamborghini. There we go. But there's always lessons to be learned, and truly, that is where the best lessons for people to be aware of. Like that's where the learning is. So maybe you can share, what was some of your biggest lessons you've learned in your journey, so other investors can take that information and have their aha moments, and almost thank you for sharing that. Do you have any lessons that you've learned in your journey so far?
Well, investing in Alberta, if most of you know, we have been flat or down through the last 10 years, which we experienced. I'm so grateful I actually experienced that. So nothing really, like I learned how to be stronger and stronger. The
Yeah.
biggest lesson I learned, I really find, and I would really like to share with anyone, is like, if you become a specialist, doesn't matter what the environmental surrounding area looks like,
Yeah.
because you are the best of certain strategy, you will be always okay. Because usually when the time or the real estate cycle change, it only fade out those not as good as you, because they are not as educated, they are not as specialized. And we are so lucky because we start in a okay market and go down the next year. So we learn to adapt, right?
Yeah.
And we pick a strategy with the house in Edmonton for cash flow purpose, and we can ride it through the tough time, no problem. And the last 2 3 years, we are actually laughing because a lot of low interest rate. We actually have extra cash flow. Now we're back to the same stage, and a lot of people, that's we feel very comfortable because like, okay, it's just like 10 years ago how I started. It's the same
Yeah.
environment. I survived that time. I can survive now, right? So
Yeah.
the bigger lesson we really learn is like, try to be very specialized on what you do so you are the best. Then you can ride through any cycle.
I love that advice. Again, and it's tough right now because everybody's talking about all these different strategies and what they're doing and stuff. Be the best in what you are, and be that expert in that particular strategy. So you know exactly what you're doing, you know what to find and what you're looking for. And then even more importantly, your partners are also going to have much more confidence in you because you are the best in that part of your business. So very good. Awesome. Good lessons. Thank you for that. And it's funny, people that are in Alberta, they have a different demeanor about what's going on right now based on what's happening with potential high inflation, potential recession, all that stuff, because people in Alberta been there, done that. This is just yet another one of those things where in other provinces it's just like much more of a panicking situation, right? So yeah.
Yeah, For sure.
So let me ask you kind of my last question that I have, and thanks for sharing all this stuff. But what would be some of your final words of wisdom or success tips you would like to share with other investors? People have shared with me, people have shared with you, Samuel, and I always believe that it's an important piece that we always give back, share some of our wisdom. What would be some of your words of wisdoms for people that are maybe getting started or even maybe wanting to scale, like say, for example, going from single family to multifamily? That's a big step for a lot of people, which I know it was for you as well, right? And it was just like, what are some final words of wisdom you would give to people that are either getting started, scaling their business, anything? So
Yeah, don't do it yourself. Like that's the biggest I can share. I spend a lot of money on my own education, on mentorship, on mastermind. That's why you always see me on different groups, because every opportunity is a learning, and this environment changed so fast that you have to change so fast too. So don't do it yourself. Do some education, and I think the most important is like find a mentor or find a partner that who already done it. They are 10,
yeah,
they don't need to be 100 step ahead of you. Just find someone maybe 10 step ahead of you. At least if you follow their path, you're not going to fall into a hole, right? So it will shortcut you a lot, and also it will protect you. I always say you can't make money if you lost money, right? So a lot of the stuff that you don't know is blindsided. When someone is 10 steps ahead of you, most likely either they go through it themselves, so they will say, hey, watch out, there's a hole there, right? Or either they already have enough experience or from a different setting, and they say, oh, they see the hole 10 miles away, then they were already warning you, right? So don't do
yeah,
it yourself. Our first deal, thank you so much, Michael. You hold our hands, go through all the crazy moment, but this is where the confidence come in, right? Because I know
yeah.
even though I am not able to do it, I have someone beside me, guide me, and hold me through the obstacle, right? So don't do it yourself. I know you can do YouTube or read some books, wherever, but this is a very dynamic business, and this
Yeah.
is a people business. You can try to Google your answer, but nothing worth more than a real experienced investor to tell you the real answer or what to watch for. Like even Michael, I always say Michael don't know everything too, but he know how to direct me um to ask the right question. And a lot of the time, I think Michael know everything, but he just don't tell me for so that I can learn, right? But this is what a mentor do, right? It's not that I do it all for you, right? It's like because the learning process always come from experience.
Yeah.
Like a doctor, a specialist, they all get the same education. Why one is better than the other is through practice, right? The more deal you do, the more practice you are. That's why the more specialist you get better. And Michael is that guy. But
Oh,
again, like
thank
he
you.
is a good mentor. I have to say thank you so much. You bring us up in this
No,
journey so much.
you're very welcome, and I'm just proud of seeing you guys do what you're doing. I'm really happy for you. So, Samuel, thank you so much for sharing such amazing stuff for our members that are watching this today, and letting us kind of peek behind the curtain of Rasa and sharing a little bit about your investing journey as well. I know we could probably talk all hour here, no problem. But let me ask you. So, if people wanted to reach out to you, learn more about Rasa, where can I direct people to go? Is there a place that you want me to direct them? So if they wanted to
Yeah,
reach out.
we have a Facebook page, Rasa Real Estate Investment Facebook page. We are building our website now. When it's ready, we can share more. The website will be investwithrasa.ca. So when it's ready, we'll bring it up and let people know. Yeah, well, you can just reach out to me. I'm very active on Facebook. I'm a licensed property manager as well. If you want to find me through the networking as well. Yeah, there's different way you can reach us as well, or just Facebook may be the easiest.
Sounds perfect. And you know what I'm going to do here is I will also post a link to his Facebook page. And when his website's up and running, for those that are maybe watching this a year or 2 years later, I will make sure that once his website's up, I'll load this up in the description of this video as well. So you can just go down and click it on there. So as we kind of conclude, again, I want to thank you, Samuel. Really appreciate you sharing some of your knowledge. And I want to thank everybody that is watching Student Spotlight right now. And hopefully you found some valuable lessons that were learned from others' experience as well. And that's what this really is all about, is learning from other people's experience to help you in your investing journey. So if I can ask one last favor from all of our watchers today, if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, hitting that like and then also providing that notification and hitting that notification button as well to help us grow our Savvy Investor channel and to help keep you updated of upcoming videos that we are loading up as well. So in addition, please post your questions or comments below for myself or Samuel, and we will make sure that we get a response back to you. So again, thanks for watching. Thank you, Samuel. Really appreciate it. And we'll watch and just watch out for our next training session on our YouTube channel. Cheers.
Thank you.